Okay.
Welcome to TechLens. Today I have on the show Joshua Barimon. He's the founder of KrosAI. If you ask me, what is KrosAI? I'll say KrosAI is a voice AI for businesses that allows your customers to call you at any point in time and get instant response. And the good thing is, it doesn't struggle with the Nigerian accent. Can call it with the typical Yoruba accent and it will understand what you're talking about. Today is going to talk to us about his journey and everything that led up onto founding KrosAI. Joshua, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you so much, Covenant, for having me. It's really nice to be here. Okay, and also thanks for the brief intro. Right. So yeah, I'm Josh. That's what call myself, Josh, but my full name is Joshua. And basically I'm building KrosAI. So what we do at KrosAI is providing the AI distribution rails, APIs, so businesses, developers, enterprises, and even the government can, use that to provision local phone numbers for their existing voice agents. And now, because of how optimized our local networks are, it's optimized for noisy environments, optimized for local accents. You know, it's we just have the vision of bringing AI to more people. So that's basically what KrosAI does. And for my journey, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. This is my 11 years as an entrepreneur. And in the
Oh,
course of
that's
that
nice.
11 years, I've done a lot of things. Yeah, from selling physical products to selling digital products to consulting to designing websites to doing graphics design to, selling. Just so many things I've done in this entire 11 years. But the ones that have stood up, that have, stood out the most, the ones I've seen the most success is in selling software solutions for businesses, which is like the first exit I had, building DFY Hero with my friends, which was basically a drag and drop website builder. That alone grew to like 4,000 users, right? And at the time, we sold that in less than a year of operation, right? So I've had the most success with selling software products.
Okay, that's very fantastic. Now talking about the team, you are not building a simple app. I'll say this is heavy infrastructure. Who is building with you, and how did you find people in Nigeria with the specific skills to handle this high level of deep tech?
Okay, so I would say like, pose, attract. That's one mantra I believe in a lot. So finding the right people, yeah, it was a little bit hard at first to find the right people to build with. But over time, you see, as I keep talking about what I'm building, trying to build online, I always look out for people that engage with my post. Because people that engage with your post are like people that love what you're building or just reps what you're building in one way or the other. Right. And that's how I was able to, put together my, the earlier team. And also I worked with a company called Lobby AI. I worked with Lobby AI and they have awesome engineers, a whole lot of them. So I worked with them and they were able to give me, because the founder is my friend though. So he was able to, source really good engineers for me. And we're a really small team. We are just a team, like a team of 3 engineers, basically.
Oh,
Like the engineering team is really, really small. Right. So yeah, that's how it's been so far.
okay, that's great. Talking about the motivation, what led you into founding KrosAI? Easily you could have built something else. You could have probably built a fintech product or something people find more exciting to, but then you went to build something of this nature. What piqued your interest and said, nah, I need to build this?
Okay, first, building is in my blood. Like I said earlier, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've never actually collected a salary from anyone. Right? It's always been the grind. So it's just natural to keep pushing. Right. And there is a senior friend of mine that always tells me something. He says something one day that has a man, you should always be working on something. You should never be idle. Always be working on something. And I've heard that piece of advice so close to my heart. Like it has made me always looking for problems to solve. So why I'm building this in particular, not probably another fintech? Well, ironically, I actually used to run a fintech. but we shut that down. And we started looking for problems that are, I would say, more transformational, because for fintech, it's the level of transformation varies across the stack, right? For someone that hasn't used banking or don't have access to banking at all before, their first experience with the banking system wows them, transforms their life, transforms their perspective, transforms how they move money, you know. But for us, we were looking for we're looking for a solution that can have the same level of transformational effect on the end users without it being a fintech. And that's when this thinking collided with the AI boom. When ChatGPT just launched, we saw that a lot of the progress that AI has made didn't really
Yeah.
include, our own region. Like when I mean our own region, Africa, emerging markets as a whole, the AI didn't sound like us. The AI couldn't run on the systems that we already used to. We had to download apps for us to interact with it. We had to, if we didn't have smartphones, we had to buy a smartphone to interact with it. We had to, using voice mode, you had to speak in some certain way, for the AI to hear your accent, right?
Yeah.
So that was where we said, okay, I think this is the next place we know that if we can serve, it brings that level of transformation fintech brings to its first users. And that's when we started building. It started out as, fine-tuning AI models to speak and understand uh, accents and understand languages. Then we did a pivot from there to focus more on the delivery layer. So what I mean the delivery layer is getting the AI from the servers to the last mile. And that's what we are focused on doubling down on right now, which is the APIs where you could use to provision local phone numbers. Say you have an AI agent and you have users across the world. Say you have users in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Qatar, UAE. You are able to let users in each of these regions access your AI on their own local number, right? We kept conversations local, optimized for the accents in these various markets. And we have been seeing tremendous growth, like really fast sign-ups, people onboarding, people paying from day one of signing up to use the product. So yeah, that's basically, that sums it all on why we're doing this, or why we decided to do this. Yeah.
Okay, that is very understandable. Talking about the competitive edge, let's be real. Everyone is building something related to AI at the moment. Why should a Nigerian bank or let's say a Nigerian business come to KrosAI instead of paying OpenAI, Twilio, or other big tech giants? What do you have that what angle do you have that these giants don't have?
Okay, first things first, our infrastructure is model and agent agnostic. What this means is it can connect to any AI agent built on any platform, hosted anywhere. That's the first edge. Second edge is our networks are optimized for our own realities. What I mean by our own realities, things like unstable internet or even no access to internet, diverse accents, diverse accents and communication patterns. Our networks are optimized for all of these edge cases. In fact, Twilio is like I would say our most direct competitor, not even OpenAI, right? Because our product helps enables platforms like OpenAI, VAPI, 11 Labs agents, retail agents to reach a wider audience. That's what our platform is, an enabler to all AI agent platforms. So Twilio is our most direct competitor, and what we have that Twilio doesn't have, it's first direct access to these markets. If you're provisioning a KrosAI phone number for the Nigerian market, for example, you get that for like $3 a month, right? $3 a month, and calls are delivered on our network at 20 milliseconds, 20 milliseconds, right? Even less.
That's
But
fantastic.
on Twilio, you buy a Nigerian number for, say, $55 a month, and you still have to pay an activation fee of, I think, about $25. And after that, the calls get to your audience. That's if it even works without distortion in the process,
Yeah.
at about 800 milliseconds. Right. So we have sharper network because our servers are closer home. We are focused on just AI, driven workflows. So we're not doing everything. We focus on just AI driven, core workflows. And that makes us, category king in what we're doing. So yeah, that's why a Nigerian bank would rely on us instead of going elsewhere.
Okay, that's actually very fantastic and realistic. Talking about the differences, it makes a lot of sense. Now, talking about the pidgin factor, how vast is the language angle? Are we saying KrosAI can understand the pidgin English, probably the Wari pidgin? We have a lot of languages in Nigeria. Is it every Nigerian language that is incorporated into this AI?
Okay, for us, we don't actually build language models anymore, at least for now. But there are a lot of awesome people building that. So we make it possible that you can connect your, like, whatever model you use, you can connect it, under our own infrastructure. You could transport that communication, through our number rails. So we don't actually build models right now. But one thing that we are so sure of is we have optimized our network so much that it's able to pick every, like, the conversations coming from the other end of the phone, whether the person is speaking Warri Pidgin or is speaking Port Harcourt Pidgin or is speaking Yoruba or speaking Hausa or any language you're speaking. Our network, we have optimized it so that it is extremely clear that the AI agent is able to pick up on those things, right? So there are a lot of model providers out there that are doing extremely well. In the Nigerian scene, we have the likes of Yan GPT, the likes of Speech App that are doing tremendously well on that. So we've made it that you could, use their product, through us, right? So yeah, I think that solves that.
Okay, that's actually very straightforward. Talking about the return on investment for businesses, for business owners who spend heavily on call centers, does KrosAI just assist their agents, or is it reliable enough to completely replace that first layer of customer support?
No, talking about that, all businesses are not equal. Business processes varies per business. So what we thrive best at in KrosAI is making sure that we are not out here to replace your team, but we are rather out here to make them more efficient, right? So if you have found a way, say like a call center agent, like we have about three call center agents actually building right now, building to integrate our phone numbers on their agent stack. So say you already have your agent stack, because everyone has the way they interact with customers, they have the way they escalate issues internally. So you can't really have a one size fit all, right, on the agent level. So the thing that we're betting on, or what we do best, is making sure that first, every single call that comes into our network, we make sure that it terminates. At least our uptime is around 99.95%. So we make sure they all terminate on time. We make sure that we have recordings available for our customers that they could, dig into it with like AI to get insights into their customers' conversations. We like make all those little tools available to make them more efficient. So we are not out here replacing anybody. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Supporting the team rather than replacing them. Talking about the challenges,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to build out of Nigeria without facing significant issues. For KrosAI, what's the biggest brick wall you faced, and how did you break through it?
Okay, I think one of the reasons, or one of the huge bottleneck I faced, or rather we faced earlier, was funding. And for me, getting that first check was very crucial because a lot of things were on the line in terms of salaries, in terms of softwares we wanted to pay for, and all of that. So I even had to move to the US in 2024 before I could even secure the first VC check. But every reality is different. Some founders don't have to move anywhere, and they raise their entire round from Nigerian VCs, and that's totally fine, right? But my reality my reality was different. So it's a spin funding and also market readiness, right? Because one of the things that made us stop building models was the market readiness. Why it sounds like an exciting idea to have a robot or an AI speak like your grandma in her accent, in her language. Very few businesses were willing to pay. So we didn't want to build based on vibes and inshallah, right? So that's why we focus on the level that businesses were ready to pay from day one, and it's been working so far, right? So those were basically the two challenges, and by God's grace, we've been able to squash both of them. But we keep learning, we keep optimizing for better upside across the entire stack and process. Yeah.
Okay, that's very great. Talking about the future, what's one big thing coming from KrosAI that we should be anticipating, let's say in the next 12 months?
In the next 12 months, KrosAI should be live in more than 10 countries. Now, when I mean live in more than 10 countries, say you have an AI agent product or you have a support agent that you, say like a fintech in Nigeria, expanding to Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, expanding to the UAE, to Qatar, to even like say Brazil, they should be able to KYC once on KrosAI and provision local phone numbers across all of these markets in a single click, right? So that's the goal, being that AI distribution layer, because when you build this AI agent to make your business processes more efficient, and at the end of the day, it's tied behind WhatsApp. And even behind WhatsApp, it's tied to like a foreign phone number. So your customers have to chat to you on WhatsApp before they could even get help. Whereas when you plug into our product, you plug our numbers to your AI agent, your users can just simply call your local number. Charges remains local, call remains local, no high regulatory compliance on your end because we do everything. We abstract everything for you. We do regulatory compliance on our end. We do the heavy liftings because for you to connect an AI agent to like a local number, it means you bridging telco connections with AI connections. And that's a whole hell of work. So we've abstracted all the technical work for you. You just focus on delivering your product. So that's like the big thing. In the next 12 months, we should be live in more than 10 countries. Right. So yeah, we're already moving, we're already expanding. So the signals are there, the momentum is there. A lot is happening, a lot is pushing. And 12 months isn't far away, but we trust the process. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. We've come to the end of the interview today. It is massive to see builders like Joshua actually solving the accent problem for us instead of just waiting for global giants to help us figure it out. If you want to see this technology in action, definitely check out crossai.com. And if you want to see more conversations with people building the future of African tech, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss what we are having next. I'm Covenant, and this is TechLens. Thanks for watching.